Hello everyone and welcome to the channel, to the 3D section. As you can see, I'm working on more of Lords of Magic. This is the third character of the Chaos, the Shaman, and this is part of the whole set. So this is multiple pieces and I've decided to just record this one thing. I could have probably recorded more, but I decided, since I had a lot of footage for the last video and I couldn't use it all, I decided to just use part of it. So as you can see, I've worked with the full body suit again. I've implemented some of the drow armor or drow clothing that I made, especially the belt on the hip, the wrapped belt here. And what's most interesting about this video is that I finally managed to get the look of wrecked clothing, of cut up clothing, of this. So as you can see, I'm working on have this cloth instead of an orderly end, an orderly line. It's ragged, it's cut up, it's a bit not really damaged, but more it's really there are holes inside it and they look natural. So one of the problems I always had is if I cut holes in this and then I smooth it down, the holes look not natural. They look more like cutouts than ripped. So what I wanted to go for is this ripped and natural breaking up of materials. So fabric rips, fabric tears, and I never found out how to emulate this until today. Or yeah, until I made this piece. And it's more or less it's trying out a bit how this works and what I can do with it. So there's a lot of holes in this top in this shirt because I wanted to see how this works and what I can do. And yeah, I'm really happy with how it turned out. It's yeah, it works for a pinup. It's ripped, but it's not completely revealing or anything. So this is kind of what I was going for with this. As you can see, whenever I add the edges to the clothing, I have to dissociate all the edges where the points are, where the pointy places are. I also reused the claw necklace here from the Huntress. This is again like in the Beastmaster. I wanted to have symbolism. I wanted to have recurring objects that help the viewer who doesn't know the game or doesn't know the content, that these renders belong together. So yeah, I'm also reusing a lot of stuff that I made earlier. For example, in this case, for the cape that is on the model, I used a cape I made a long time ago, a few years ago, and yeah, it's interesting how I can redo and reuse this stuff now that I have different tools to my that I can use. So as you can see, I'm basically we're touching up on places on this on the thing that I made where I think, okay, this isn't really looking like I want to. I can improve on this. I can make this better, and yeah. So one of the things I did is actually redoing this. Yeah, I'm also adding the maps, the UV maps here for the shirt. and we are close to going, or we have a bit more time, but we are later going into the skirt. So right there I'm working with the cape, and this really was something I was a bit afraid of, because it is a fur cape, and I was thinking, okay, how do I want to do this? Do I want to I was thinking maybe I touch up all the faces and make them similar to the barbarian, to the beard of the barbarian. I extract them, and I make the whole thing look fuzzy, and can I do this? Do I have the tools? Do I have the time to do this? And in the end, I decided against it. I decided to make it a very simple model, and instead work with bump maps and textures, instead of trying to model the whole fur part. Yeah, also the UV map for this gave me quite a headache. Not literally, but you know what I mean, because this was rather complex to do, and it's actually not that great of a UV map in the end, as you can see. I mean, it's still it's working, it's doing what it's supposed to do, but it's not really that great. So I probably could touch up on that again at some point. And try to make it a good working map here. Yeah, but this is all a part of the learning curve. I mean, at the beginning I had really simple and way easier bump maps, UV maps, so yeah. First I tried to implement some other skirt that I made, or make one from scratch and put it on the figure, but this all didn't work. The whole software crashed a few times, and I had to restart on the skirt, and it took me a bit of thinking until I came to the point where I thought, okay, I have an idea on how I start with this, because I wanted to, the shirt to be overlaying the skirt. So the skirt was supposed to be under the shirt, and I was thinking, okay, how do I do this? How do I start? In this case, I try to use the kilt of the Harpy Queen from last year, and this all didn't really work like I wanted. So in the end, I decided to copy paste part of the shirt, the lower part of the shirt. As you can see, I copy pasted that and worked with this. This was a bit problematic at the beginning, but it worked out in the end, so I got the result that I wanted. I decided to add some edges and faces here, so I tessellated everything, and I probably shouldn't have done that. This was probably a bit too early. I should have maybe extruded it one or two more times before I tessellated before I used the tessellate tool on the lowest row of faces. But I decided to tessellate everything, and then I decided to work with this and to see where this is going. This was also an experiment of let's see where this is going. The whole thing crashed on me one more time, but you won't see it because I'm basically I was basically able to just start at the exact point where it crashed. And by the way, this was it. And in the end, this worked quite good. There's a bit of a problem because at one point I used one of the pointy ends that I did here, one of the of this ripped part of this ragged textile part is crossing the center line of this of the figure, so I have to actually touch up on this again and at least remove this one point in the model, in the asset, but you can actually see it in the render. I left it in, so you can see it. Maybe use it as a reference for in case you're working on something like this yourself, and make sure you don't actually accidentally cross this center line. Yeah, and this is it from me. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions or ideas, leave them in the comments. I have the render at the end again, so I hope you enjoy that too. And yeah, that's it for today. Stay healthy, stay safe, and see you guys around.